All right, here we go. Shango and Grizz after a loss, an unexpected loss, a loss that shouldn't happen, right, Grizz?
Man, you see, I'm wearing black today, man.
Yeah.
I'm in mourning for our team, man, because that was just not the effort we wanted yesterday.
Yeah, it kind of was the effort on one side of the ball.
True.
I really like that. But on the other side of the ball, I think we had some issues. So let's just get the bad side out the way so we can talk and end this show on a good note, because I want to end it all on good notes.
Cool.
All right. Let's talk about the running game, man. First, what happened?
What running game? Did you see a running game out there? I didn't see a running game. I mean, wow. Talk about giving up totally and completely on one, phase of the game. I mean, it became a little ridiculous after a while. Yeah. I saw some of the stats. Some of the guys were breaking down in the paper today about, running like 7 pass plays in a row, 13 out of 14 pass plays. I mean, we were in the game. We were not losing by major amounts. I mean,
exactly.
we were never down by more than 4 points. So, I mean, I don't understand it.
I may have looked it wrong, but it was like 3 rushing attempts in the second half. 2 with Barber and one with JJ, and that's just, I mean, that's ridiculous. And then the fact that JJ is Barber is the heart and soul of this offense. He's the energy, and we need to feed him. And one thing you said, we were not down by a lot. If we had to start playing a game of field position, we had to start playing a game of field position. If your quarterback's not going.
Right.
Strong. So,
I mean, it does just a lot of things to you. It's field position. There's, putting your defense constantly back on the field, and you're lengthening the time of the game, not shortening it. So the defense has to continue to play more and more series. I mean, just everything, works against you. You should to pass that often, you should be down by at least 14 or 21 points.
Right.
If you're down like we were and in the game, and Romo playing like he was playing, I mean, I don't get the decision not to run the ball.
Right. Who would have thought one touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots both yesterday offensively?
At least they had an excuse. They were playing in the crazy wind and everything. I mean,
exactly.
It was like everything in the Northeast was nuts if you played outside yesterday.
Exactly.
But, we had no such excuse.
Yep. Now, the one thing I saw on the second series, I had figured out that Tony was off. And me and you saw it a little bit during training camp. Sometimes he just gets off, it takes him a while to get back. And it just, a lot of people said he was forcing it to T.O. I think he was forcing it to everyone. It wasn't just T.O. It was just like everything was being forced and nothing. I mean, he couldn't even complete the little screen pass to Barber.
Yeah, everything was off about his game. I mean, it just wasn't right. You could see it from the beginning. He missed T.O. on the wide open bomb, second play of the game, which would have put us up 7-0 and changed the tenor of that game totally. And he just never got it going. And you're right. We saw it in training camp. He would go through spurts where everything would be off, but eventually he'd get it right back. In this game, he never did, whether it was the injured thumb or whatever it was. He never came back in the second half like we always expect him to do. He never got the rhythm going on offense.
Yeah, but I think that's easily correctable. It's like last week there were some things that was easily correctable on the defensive side of the ball, and this week on the offense. So this week we corrected those things on the defense. And were you as impressed as I was with those guys?
Oh, absolutely, man, because there were so many points in the game where I thought, oh, this is it. The Eagles are going to punch one in here. We're really going to be in trouble. There's no way, we'll come back. And the defense kept stepping up each time, forcing them. I mean, I don't know how many times they punted from midfield and Patrick Creighton sat at our 10 or 15 and caught a fair catch. I mean, it happened over and over. So they were definitely not the problem. They kept us in every bit of the game.
I took a bunch of notes over here, and there's one name that keeps popping up, and that's your boy, Jay Ratliff. He had a monster game yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Jerry Jones.
You talk about, proving you're worth the money, man. He didn't wait. I mean, he just came out that very day and said, all right, you're going to pay me? This is what you're going to get. And, boy, he was a terror in there. He was great.
And which makes me feel better because Tank had a good game too. Tank did some good stuff. So it makes me feel good that if something mysteriously happens to Marcus Spears in the offseason, you know, we can move Jay on that outside and still have Fergie and Tank in that middle, you know, Fergie for the run and Tank for the pass, and we'll have a dominating offensive line. And the only thing the defense really needs, baby, is some secondary help.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've already written that I'd like Ratliff to return to defensive end as a starter. Yeah. I mean, he's doing a great job at nose tackle. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we have other guys who could fill in, and I think Tank with an off season under his belt could even be better, you know, than what he's playing now. Let's get Ratliff still starting, and we have a position on the line where I think we could use a little help. So
yeah. Tank, to be in the trenches where he is, you've got to be in football shape. So he's got to, he's got to hit people constantly. You know, in practice they don't do it with as much force as they do in the games. Roy horse-collared again.
Man, it was funny. Did you hear Wade in the press confererce today?
No, I didn't hear that. What did he say?
Well, first they asked him about it, and he said he didn't think he'd get suspended, and that, Wade said Roy has really strong hands. So whenever a player's in trouble, they're going to go right to their strengths. And his strength is his hands to grab them and pull them down. Yeah. But it was funny, another reporter said, do you coach him not to do that? And Wade was sarcastically, no, I don't coach him at all. I just let him play whatever way he wants. And everybody cracked up at that. He said, yeah, of course we try to get him to break that habit, but it's been his habit, since he played Pee Wee ball. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we're just going to keep seeing it every so often.
And he's going to get fined. I don't know if he's going to get suspended or not, but he's going to get fined for that. And that kind of perturbs me. But the pending fine from Hamlin doesn't bother me as much because it seemed like Hamlin was trying to turn his corner and was going after where the ball was coming,
Yeah, that's the problem with those kind of plays. I mean, not only is the defensive guy adjusting in midair, which Hamlin was obviously trying to get his shoulder into it, not his helmet, but the offensive guy is making adjustments because he sees the other guy coming.
Yeah.
So he might dip his head down to take the blow, and boom, you got helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the defense gets robbed on those things.
Yeah, so, if he gets fined, that's okay. Still don't change to where you're playing Ken Hamlin or whatever.
Yeah.
But, the defense looked good. I'm just worried about these injuries. I've heard everything is looking okay. I hadn't heard from Canty. Have you heard about Canty yet?
Okay, well, here's my impression after Wade's press conference. Canty sounds okay. They said he's fine, probably not going to be any issue. Watkins, he said, maybe a week or so we might not see him this week.
That's going to hurt if Roy is suspended or something.
Yeah, so he definitely made it sound that way. Gerard, I'm a little worried because he said, Gerard's rocking around, not looking that bad, but they didn't give us the MRI results right away. I mean, they didn't tell us anything, so we're still a little bit waiting on that, a little bit worried in that area.
Yeah.
But, Canty looks okay. Watkins about a week. Got to have Gerard back.
And we need Tony in the thumb.
Yeah, Tony in the thumb.
All right. It may have been a little wake-up call. Hard to walk through the NFC East. Philadelphia is not a bad team. Let's put this thing behind us and go forward because we have to have this game with Carolina, and we have to have Washington to make sure we lock up that home field advantage. Yeah.
I mean, it looked like Romo after the game. He looked like he was kind of mad in his press conference. I mean, not mad at anybody, but just kind of upset and mad, which kind of gave me hope that he's really going to tear it up now. His mind is refocused on winning football games. Not to say that he wasn't. I'm not getting into any of that junk. But now it's got a razor-sharp focus on getting back to winning.
Exactly. All right, man. We'll see you Friday when we talk about the Panthers.
All right, man.
All right, man. Talk to you later.